Hello, my name is Vanessa Enriquez, and today I will be sharing information on the effects of substance abuse on physical and mental health. To begin, I'd like to give you a brief summary on what substance abuse is. According to the National Cancer Institute, substance abuse is the use of illegal or over-the-counter drugs or alcohol for purposes other than those that they are intended. Substance abuse can also be the use of drugs or alcohol in an excessive amount. Substance abuse can lead to many issues in your social, work, physical, and emotional life. Substance abuse can also close so many doors in your future and is never worth a try. Marijuana, cocaine, and alcohol are the most common forms of substance abuse. In America alone, around 9.5 million adults over the age of 18 have a substance abuse disorder. Substance abuse affects us in many negative ways. One of the main things it attacks is our physical health. It can weaken our immune system, which will increase the risk of illness and infection, and it is not the best thing to try in a global pandemic. It can cause heart conditions that include abnormal heart rates and blood vessel infections. It can cause nausea and abnormal pain, which usually affects appetite and weight. It can make us prone to seizures, stroke, mental confusion, and brain damage. Substance abuse can also lead to death. It is stated that by the Gateway Foundation that every day 90 Americans die after overdosing on opioids, which are the most common over-the-counter drug. Not only does substance abuse affect our physical health, but also affects us mentally. All drugs, including marijuana, cocaine, and heroin, affect the brain's regular circuit. The circuit is the part of the limbic system, which is the area of the brain that controls our instincts and our moods. When drugs are excessively used, they attack the brain and cause an increase of dopamine production that will eventually flood the brain. The overproduction of dopamine will then lead to zero control over the regulation of our emotions. The flood of the dopamine is what typically causes the high and will most probably cause a drug addiction. In relation to changes in the brain and substance abuse, alcohol can also cause long and short-term effects on the brain. This can influence mood, behavior, and basic cognitive function negatively. One of the main effects of abusing alcohol includes seizures and long-term liver disease. Overall, alcohol negatively affects the brain and disrupts the brain's communication pathway and function. Now you're wondering, what should you do if you feel like you're falling into substance abuse? If you feel like you're falling into substance abuse, which can happen to anybody, you should keep in mind that you have the power to change that. You must know that addiction and substance abuse is a disease that can be treated. Overcoming drug abuse is not an easy process, but it is very possible. You should look into recovery as soon as you can. Stopping yourself and looking for help is the best choice you can make. In this situation, treatments for substance abuse include mild medications that help reduce cravings and withdrawal side effects. Therapy is another great treatment that helps overcome addiction. Aside from these two forms of therapy, there is also rehab and counseling that can help beat addiction. What can you do to help if you experience someone in your community with a drug addiction? If you feel like someone in your environment is abusing drugs, you should try and talk to them about seeking help and getting into recovery. You can look out for pinpointed pupils, the person falling asleep or losing consciousness, slow, weak, or no breathing, limp body, cold, clammy skin, and discolored skin. If you think that someone is overdosing, you must call 911 immediately. You should stay close by to check on the person, keep the person awake, and lay them to the side to prevent them from choking. Finally, you should wait until the cops and the ambulance arrive so they can take it from there. It is very important to remember that substance abuse is a disease that can be treated. The best thing to do is completely avoid the substance in general. Always take your medication as directed and never go over your limits with alcohol. Substance abuse is something extremely common not to know about. So I hope this helped you better understand the concept. Thank you and be safe.